Hey guys, so today we are in Balabac, and as you can see behind us, we've got a beautiful beach, a beautiful ocean, but not so much beautiful weather. It's very cloudy and a bit rainy. It's raining as well. So the weather's not come out for us today, although we think it's quite intermittent, like it can stop and then next minute it'll be sunny and then next minute it'll be raining again. So yeah, hopefully the weather holds out for us and we can see a little bit more of these beautiful beaches, because it is a little bit tainted when it rains because you don't get that full beach experience, but it's still so beautiful here.
Stunning.
So we really want to show you around Balabac. Be prepared if you want to visit Balabac. It's a very early start, so you have to get up at 3 a.m. You have to be based out of Puerto Princesa, and from there it's then a 5 to 6 hour drive all the way to the bottom of Palawan to then get on a boat to then come out to Balabac. So we're going to be exploring a couple of islands today, and then we'll get to our base camp later. Then tomorrow we're going to explore another 4 or 5 islands, and then the same again the day after. So hopefully we get some beautiful seas, we get some beautiful skies, and we can see a little bit more of Balabac. So come with us and we'll be sharing our trip with you.
We are at the second island of the day, which I think is called Tankan Island. I probably mispronounced it, but it's absolutely stunning. It stopped raining. It's just lovely blue waters.
The sun's come out. Yay.
The sun's out. The sand is nice, and we've got some really, really good photos. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, then definitely check those out. We'll leave the links below. If you're wondering why we chose to go on a Balabac trip, knowing that it is quite far to get to, well, the main driver for us was the fact that it was so picturesque and beautiful, and it's a region a lot less discovered by tourists, so it feels nice to actually see a place before it's kind of been overdone by TikTok and things like that. It's kind of off the beaten path, and you feel like you're seeing a little bit more of Palawan, not just El Nido and Coron, which most backpackers and travellers seem to do. So it feels really exciting to be here and exploring this stunning, peaceful part of the Philippines.
And because it is off the beaten path, it's not as how to say it?
Commercialised.
Yeah, commercialised and stuff or whatever. There's no hotels here. The only way to come is by boat. You have to stay on tents or beach huts. So it's kind of completely undeveloped is the word that I was kind of looking at. Yeah, it's very untouched. So although they do small tours here, it's not like the big commercial tours that you see elsewhere.
It's not fully established.
And we just really wanted to come and see it. We've seen so many kind of beautiful images of this place, and we just thought, wow, that looks amazing.
We had to do it.
So hopefully the weather stays like this, because it was raining before. But now that the sun's come out, it just makes the world of difference, how amazing this place is. And yeah, the water's crystal clear, beautiful.
Nice to swim in.
So nice to swim in. It's warm. Plenty of people here trying out snorkeling. Apparently tomorrow we're going to go to an island that is really well known for sea turtles, which would be wonderful to kind of see them in their natural habitat as well. So yeah, hopefully we get to see a lot of sights and that the weather holds up and we enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to share it with you.
Yay!
So we've arrived at our accommodation, and this is base camp. So this is where we're going to be staying for the next 3 days. So as you can see, we've just got ourselves a little tent. Natasha, give us a wave. And so from here, we've then, let me show you our little tent. I'll just spin this round. So want to open it up? So inside, we've just got a very, very basic couple of pillows, a blanket, we've got a mattress, and then they give us some loo roll as well. So pretty basic. But we've got a clothes rack so that we can hang up our clothes, get dried off after a day in the sea. And then as you can see here, we are about 15 steps away from the beach. So how nice is that as a view to wake up for? So although it's very basic, it is really kind of like nice, missing like a lot of home comforts, but do you know what, it'll do for the next few nights, and we'll make the most of it. And
but the showers are not nice.
All right, the showers aren't nice. I'll show you the showers next. These are the toilets. Bit sandy on the feet, but normal toilet. I think previously this didn't actually have a seat, so you're even lucky that we have one. It's self-flush, so what that means is you get a little bucket, and then you pour that down the toilet, and that's what flushes it. And then if you want a shower, this is your shower. Yep, you guessed it. No actual shower, just nice cold water, and you pour that over yourself.
It's day 2 of our Balabac trip, and the first port of call was a sandbar. But as you can see, there isn't much bar of sand to see because it is a higher tide than normal. So it's a shame that we don't get to see the sand, but it's still nice enough to like explore and like wade around. So we're gonna have about maybe 30 minutes to explore the sandbar, and then we've got a few more stops on the trip. We've got Onuk Island, which I'm probably most excited about. Yeah. Then we have like a coral like garden bit to explore, and then another island which is a bit more like a base camp, like where we're staying tonight, but we get to walk around and have a look at that. So a few different stops to explore, and I'm hoping that the weather holds out because at the minute it's nice and dry, a little bit overcast, but I will take dry any day to rain.
And if you want to see the sand, well, so it's still low tide, but just not low enough, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But yeah, we're really excited to be exploring Balabac today and checking out all the other islands. So come with us, and we'll show you around. Okay, so we've made it to Onuk Island, and honestly, this is the most stunning island that we've seen so far.
Blue, stunning waters.
It's so beautiful, and there's so many coconut trees, and apparently this is where lots of sea turtles are. Now, we've been very unlucky in seeing sea turtles so far, and in fact on our last boat trip we were the only couple that didn't see a sea turtle. So hopefully maybe we can see one, but if we don't, then it's just bad luck. But yeah, we've heard that they are like around, so maybe we might get a chance to see one. But this island is so beautiful, and one of the main reasons why a lot of people do come to Balabac. So always make sure that if you do make a trip to Balabac, that Onuk Island is on the itinerary, because it's so beautiful here. And finally as well, like the weather is really showing up. Like it's clear skies today, a little bit of breeze, but it's lovely and warm. The water is nice and warm as well. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna go for a swim and we're gonna check it out. Okay, so we are now going to go turtle hunting. We've asked the guides, they've said that they're roughly that way, but you'll be lucky if you see them. But we're gonna try. We're gonna see what we can get. So yeah, come snorkeling with us and we'll check it out. But one of the things I have to say is the waters around here are gorgeous, and Balabac is a beautiful place. I think the only thing that I'll say is that like a lot of the the YouTubers and things that you'll see, they've all come on private tours where they've got the whole thing to themselves. They've only come with just themselves or maybe another couple,
and they've got hours of time,
and they've got hours to go and do things. So when you think that it's just like dead easy, and that you're guaranteed to see everything, they will have been here for 6 hours, searching for them. Whereas we're part of a group tour because it's just one of those things that you have to book.
It's dictated by the tour.
Yeah, and the tour guide dictates kind of like how long you stay and where you go and how long you stay there and things. So be aware of that when you're booking things, because it does come across, I think, on social media that everything's dead easy and that you'll see all these beautiful places and that you'll go and that you're guaranteed this and that, and you're just not. So just de-influencing that for you a little bit, because yeah, it does come across sometimes that everything's a breeze and it's not. And the other thing I'll say is that as much as we've enjoyed the trip in sense that we've seen some beautiful places, because this hasn't kind of reached the potential that it will get to, the tours here are not like the tours in Coron and El Nido that are really well organized and really well communicated, and things like this is quite poor. The guides don't speak great English because they're so far south that they're not kind of part of the mainland and things, and
lack of communication about what you're doing, where you're going, what you're seeing.
Yeah, how long you have, all of those kind of things.
Delayed with breakfast and things like that by 45 minutes.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. So, bear that in mind. You will find out obviously that the tours are here and that they're trying to establish themselves as a little bit more of a destination, but they're just not up to the standard that you might expect in other areas. So you really are roughing it here sometimes or whatever. But on the plus side, you get to see some of the most beautiful waters, the most beautiful places, and that makes up for it. And if we see a turtle, then that's it, trip made, done, worth every penny. But it's something to remember, and definitely something to research. So we've gone with a company called Lagom Adventures. They weren't the best tour company that we'd seen, but they were the only ones that were running trips at a time that we could make. But just do your research. Like I said, I don't think that they've been great. They've not been terrible. It's not like it's been a really bad experience. But I think that they need to get up to a better standard. They need to learn how to communicate things better and just kind of organize things a lot better and just make sure that things are done. When you turn up and they're still deciding who gets what tent and things like that, all of that thing should just been done, ready. You turn up to camp, here's your room, you're sorted. But instead it took 45 minutes to decide who was going where, and yeah, people were just changing things on the cuff, and it was pen and paper. And so yeah, quite frustrating. So make sure that you do your research, but you don't want to miss out on being able to come to places like this if you're willing to sleep in a tent and eat rice and noodles and mostly seafood. Again, where you might go on a tour for Coron and El Nido, they'll cater to you quite a lot in terms of if you're a vegetarian or a vegan and things like that. Here, no chance. If you're a vegan, you're eating rice, and that's it. So yeah, do your research, and hopefully you'll find the right thing that's right for you. But I wouldn't want you to deter from coming here because it's so beautiful. It just needs to be a little bit more established, and for the tours to kind of have a level of competition that really kind of drives that advancement in service. So yeah, anyway, let's go snorkeling. So we've reached our final island, and we're now just chilling, having a bit of a picnic on the beach. There. Got a beer. Tash got a little bit of pop.
Got a fruity drink.
Fruity drink. And yeah, we're just chilling. It's been a nice day. We unfortunately didn't see any turtles, although I think I saw one passing back on the boat. But unfortunately I didn't get to see one in the water, which was
We were gutted.
a bit gutted.
We spent like over an hour.
Yeah, trying to search, trying to search for them, but we couldn't find one. So yeah, don't always believe the hype when everyone says that there's turtles everywhere and stuff, because there isn't. And yeah, took a lot of searching, but we didn't get one. So yeah, now we're just chilling, relaxing. It's been a nice day. We've really enjoyed it. We're now back at essentially we're kind of back at base camp, but not like so. Our base camp is like across the way. Like you could probably swim to it, although it'd take you an hour, but it's doable. And then we're now just at like another base camp really. So a bit naff really that this is kind of part of the itinerary, that they're just taking you to another camp.
This on the itinerary? It's another base camp.
It's a nice beach, but there's not really much here to do. So yeah, we went to the shop and we got some snacks and a beer, and we're just chilling. And yeah, it's lovely. The view is also lovely.
I think as well, like being unplugged as well, like makes a really big difference. Like there's not a speck of phone signal, and also Mark had his phone in his pocket and a wave rushed in, so he couldn't use his phone even if he wanted to.
Yeah, do you know, my phone works, it's fine, like the phone isn't broken, but this has happened to me twice now, where iPhones, right, again, let's de-influence iPhones, because as much as they are mint, they also really let you down when it comes to certain things. And they always say that it's water resistant, which means that you can get it wet up to 3 meters or something like that, right? I had a wave hit my pocket. It was in my pocket for maybe 20 seconds. I took it out, dried it. It was fine. But then go to plug it in and it says, water detected. You can't charge it. And then it says, please wait several hours. So I did, left it overnight. Plugged it in this morning, still saying water detected. So I don't know how they expect it to be waterproof or water resistant so that they can get out of it. Up to 3 meters when you get it a tiny bit wet, and suddenly it doesn't want to charge anymore. And this happened to me with my last iPhone as well. So this is the brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. So you'd think that they might have like bettered it by now, but no. But on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, I got caught in a downpour once. Phone again was in my pocket. Pocket just got really wet because it was just absolutely throwing it down, as it does in Manchester. Same problem. Phone works fine. but you can't charge it through the charging port. So the only way to charge my phone now is through the wireless magnet thing on the back, but I don't have a wireless magnet thing. So I'm now stuck here for the next, 5 days? No phone. Well, I've got 30% battery left.
So he's only got one of his 2 girlfriends now.
So silly that she has to say that. But yeah.
That's true.
Still managed to find out the Man United score though, and we lost to Wolves, which is ridiculous. Very, very disappointing. But yeah, hopefully that I can get my phone working again. I've left it in a towel to dry. Who knows? Might be working when I get back. But so far, it's not. And that's it. So for the trip so far, I've lost a drone. That was my own stupid fault. I've damaged my iPhone. It's an accident, but still careless, so that I shouldn't have had it in my pocket when getting back onto a boat. What else have I done? I've broken my toe.
Got stung by a jellyfish.
I've been stung by a jellyfish.
You've been
I've
eaten alive.
been eaten by mosquitoes.
You've got bad sunburn.
Yep, sunburn.
You kicked your foot off a coral.
I got my foot caught on a coral and cut open my foot. I won't show you that. It's not very nice for YouTube.
Got blisters from walking.
Yeah, blisters, everything. So we've been in the wars. I've been in the wars. Natasha's been fine, but she did get food poisoning. I've had food poisoning. So although trips are glamorous and they're fun and we've got lots of nice content and we've really loved sharing it with you and showing you all of these beautiful places, Balabac is amazing. It is beautiful, but I think the itinerary can be a bit naff sometimes. But overall, it's been worth it and we've enjoyed it. But I have been in the wars, and that's it sometimes. When you're travelling, you know, it's so much harder to kind of just like take care of little things. Like I haven't been able to like heal my foot properly because I've been in the water every day. And everyone will be like, well, don't get in your water then, you idiot. But like then I would have missed out like 7 or 8 days worth of my trip because that's just been in the water. Like we've been island hopping, like so it's impossible kind of like not to get my foot wet. But then like my foot hasn't healed. And just little things like that where, like, you know, you can't just get, like, good waterproof plasters. You can't just get, like, good antiseptic cream and things like that. You can't just get, like, I don't know whether, like, the sun cream here is just naff. But even though I've had Factor 50 on all day, still got sunburn. So, yeah, travelling's fun. But be prepared that it won't always go perfect and that things might break. Even yourself. So, so yeah, thanks for joining us for day 2 of Balabac. We're probably going to go back to camp in a bit and we'll have some dinner. The dinner's not really worth showing, to be honest. Like, it'll be a bit of rice, a bit of fish, a bit of pork. And when I say a bit of pork, I mean tiny bits of pork with loads of fat, so not actually meaty. What else do you get? A bit of veg.
A little bit of vegetable.
Yeah, so you guys don't need to see that. So yeah, we're going to enjoy the evening. We'll retire to our tent and that's it. We'll get ready for day 3. So join us for day 3. Bye. So it's Balabac day 3 and we are out and about at another sandbar. Again, unfortunately, the tide isn't quite low enough. So as you can see some sand about just above the ankle. But not quite a full sandbar. But when it is a full sandbar, you can see it stretches out to all the way out there where all the people are. It's really, really long and does look really beautiful, but unfortunately it's just
too high of a tide.
Sand in the sea. So it's a bit overcast today as well. Currently not raining. It absolutely
threw it down
last night. It was a washout. But thankfully the rain had stopped by the time we set off this morning, and although it's cloudy and a bit overcast, so far it's okay. But we'll see how we get on. But yeah, welcome to the sandbar, and we're going to explore. Maybe we can pop round to an island behind us, maybe. Don't know whether we can get there. But yeah, I'm going to check everything out. So come with us for Balabac day 3, and we'll show you what we get up to. So we've just come to another island now, and to be honest, pretty disappointing. It's a long beach, and I'm sure like when you know the tide's higher and maybe it's in the middle of summer, it might look a bit nicer. But like you know, you've got the beach behind you, but then if you look then behind me now, you've just got like these huts. There's also this digger here. You've got stray dogs. There's sandflies everywhere, and yeah, it's really annoying. That was another thing as well. Like, so they said, oh, by the way, you need insect repellent. There's sandflies. About 20 minutes before we got here, when we've already been on the boat for a couple of hours. So no one told us this morning at breakfast. Like, no one told us before we set off. Luckily, we had it anyway. Which you know has helped, but a lot of people on the trip didn't have it, and you know were annoyed that they weren't told. But yeah, like if you wanted to see, I guess like the state of the beach, you know this is kind of what it looks like. And yes, beautiful clear waters, but a lot of stuff that's been washed up on the beach. So when you see on Instagram kind of this lovely beautiful white beaches and these sandbars that are obviously only available at certain times of the month or certain times of the year, nobody kind of tells you that, and you know it's worthwhile kind of like really understanding what it's like. So we're here in December, which you know admittedly is not the height of summer. It's not necessarily like the best time to be here, but it is one of the quieter times, and it's easier to get on a tour, and you know the weather is still kind of like really nice yesterday, but overall you know the weather has been a bit disappointing. Quite a lot of the beaches have been a bit disappointing. They're mainly just kind of like run down, or like you know camps or whatever that have been set up, but then like you know maybe they are used or maybe they're not. Like it's been a bit disappointing. You will see obviously like some nice shots on Instagram. We've managed to get some nice shots that I'm sure we'll share, but you know overall it's not really been the experience that we thought it would be. You know the weather hasn't held up again like we thought it would, like it has you know in some of the rest of Palawan. The food as well has been dreadful, if I can say. Everything is cold. It's like basically like they make a batch of food in the morning and then bring it with you on the boat. So then obviously by the time you eat it, it's cold meat, cold rice, yeah, cold vegetables, yeah, cold fish. So you're not necessarily getting a lot here. Like you really are slumming it. And it's not the yeah, not necessarily the best experience. I don't know whether that's just because we booked this tour with this company, and we've gone with a company called Lagam Adventures. Again, like the communication from them has been awful. The guides don't really speak English, so therefore, like you know, getting kind of information out of them is often difficult. You don't necessarily know what kind of like the plan is for the day. You know, you might just get you get a WhatsApp basically before the you come on the tour that kind of breaks down like, oh, here's the day's activities. But then dependent on you know the weather, the tide, like all of those things, those activities kind of chop and change. When we got there as well, like you know they were changing where we were sleeping. Like you know some people got tents, some people got huts. Some people who booked huts were then complaining that they didn't get one, and you know the people that were managing that process were just making it up as they went along. People were getting upgraded, people were getting downgraded. Like it was just a mess. Like there was no kind of set plan. And so you know really you need to think long and hard about it. Like, are there some beautiful islands around here? Yes. Are there some beautiful beaches around here? Yes. Are there beautiful sandbars? Yes, depending on the time of the month or the time of the year that you were around. You know you can get some of those beautiful locations, but in terms of the experience that you have and the overall kind of I guess vibe of the trip, you know that experience and the tour operators like you know really count, and I don't think they've really delivered. And again, like you know you're coming to some of these islands that you think are going to be pristine white sandy beaches, and then they're not. So yeah, I feel like we've kind of been missold this one a little bit, and we wanted to be honest with you. So yes, have we got some nice places? Yes. Was Onuk Island fantastic? Yes. But overall, would we recommend coming here for 4 days, but then plus having to base yourself out of Puerto Princesa, where there's basically nothing there, is kind of a bit of a waste, I think. And you're probably better off just spending your time around, Coron and El Nido, and maybe some of those other areas of Palawan. I think until this place becomes a lot more kind of developed, and they got a lot more kind of experience running these tours, then we'd probably say to give it a miss probably for a couple of years, and then see kind of how those tours are developed. If you do decide to get one of these tours, just probably avoid Lagom Adventures or Camp Malaya, because they're kind of two in the same, like they operate in with each other, because the service that you get just isn't that great, and you're getting kind of like a subpar experience. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Apparently we're going to go for a snorkel at our next destination, but looking at the weather and the tide, I'm not sure kind of like how much of a great experience that's going to be. Unfortunately, like today has not been amazing, but we wanted to be honest with you and show you what it's really like, rather than just giving you the the Instagram vibe that everyone else gives, which then I guess influenced us to book this trip. And we thought like, we're going to be able to go and have an amazing time, and then it's not worked out how we wanted. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but wanted to share that with you guys.
A few moments later.
Thankfully, we made it back in one piece, and this was then the relaxing aftermath, which seemed crazy considering how vicious it was. But I would definitely say that the trip that was run by Lagom Adventures was ridiculous. They took a lot of risks. They didn't provide a lot of information. The guides barely spoke any English, which was really difficult to communicate, especially in dangerous situations. And I'll be honest, we were happy to leave. Would definitely not recommend booking with Lagom Adventures.